I'm Brigadier Sushil Bhasin, a time investment strategist, speaker, trainer, and an author. Let us talk today about this new home office that you have got. What am I talking about? I am talking about the work at home environment that has suddenly been created by this deadly pandemic of coronavirus. We are so unprepared for it. It was absolutely unpredictable. It was unplanned, and we have landed up in that environment where we have to work at home. Some of us have been used to this environment of working from home, but today's environment is different for everyone, whether you are a new home worker or an accustomed home worker. The difference is that earlier when you worked, your spouse was at work, your children were in school, and your team or people you were working for, your clients, etc., were all in their offices. But today, the work environment is such that first, we are working in an environment that space I had for myself, not only the physical, even the mental space is now being shared by the entire family. The children are at home, your family is at home, your domestic help was at home from today, it's not going to be there. All that environment has changed and we never prepared ourselves for it. So therefore, it has thrown in different challenges. What I'm going to be concentrating on in the next few days, and that's what I've been researching on with my subject of time investment strategies. Let me share some ideas with you on how you can manage your 16 hours or so in this home office. Let me start from the fact that if we said, how long is it going to work? None of us know it. It could be a few weeks, it could be a few months, we are not sure. And therefore, what we are going to do is, we are going to look at least 1 week. We surely know it's going to be at least 1 week. So, let's set our goals for 1 week. Or, if we have already set our goals earlier, let us review them because they are no longer valid. Whatever goals you may have set for your half year or for the quarter which is just starting a few days time, the first quarter of the new year, that is going to change. So therefore, review your goals. But hold on, how can you set your goals right now when you don't even know what you're going to do? So my first step is make your wish list. Take an Excel sheet and write down in one column all that you have been wanting to do, your ambitions, what all do you think in the foreseeable 3 months are you going to do? Put that all down in that first column. In the second column, give a category to that. For example, whether this activity falls under work or self-development, family time, hobbies, socializing and friends, etc. Whatever are the categories, so keep writing in front of each item of your bucket list what is the category it falls under. Once you've done that, in the Excel sheet, sort your sheet for the second column, which was categories. So you have got a bunch of categories. Your work category in one particular portion, then the next one and the next one. So you got segments here. Now close your eyes and give a percentage of your priority that, okay, look at your life. Was your life so busy in the office that you're not devoting time to your family? So would you like to give more time to your family? Or was it that you were having no time for yourself? So time for your me time or your self-study or self-development. Just give down a percentage of the time that you would allot to each one of them. Now, look at how many hours do you have in a week. Let's imagine that you sleep 8 hours a day. In that case, you got 16 waking hours. And unlike an office where you're planning your 8 hours of work, today you'll have to do an overall planning of 16 hours. 16 hours into 7, 112 hours. Now, if there is something, for example, I was thinking of 50% for my work, then I would put 56 hours as my time allotted to work. Now open my work segment and see how many items are listed there. In those items on that list, work out priorities. Which ones are more important and which ones can wait. For that, I've got another session where I'll talk about the focus funnel and the filtering of this. But at the moment, let's say you will check for yourself what are your priority items and you put them down. Now, do something which I call a time check. I have allotted 56 hours for my work. But when I start writing that each item for a week's goals would take how much time? And then let's put that down and find that your work requires 80 hours, but I have only 56. So then carry out an analysis, and it's totally personal. It will vary from person to person. Where am I going to compromise? Am I going to sleep less? So am I going to take 1 hour out of my 8 hours of sleep time and sleep 7 hours? Am I going to snatch a little time from my family time? What am I going to do to cut it down? Or then tell yourself that no, I'm very firm about not spending more than 50% of my time for work. In that case, then prioritize and see this is all what you can do in this 1 week. Now put it down, and then I'll come to the next, which I'm giving to all my viewers as a nice template on an Excel sheet. Now, because it's not a complicated software, it looks very simple. But let me tell you, all simple tools are the most effective and most practical. And the one I'm going to talk about is something that I've tried out, I've worked on it, and people who have done my productivity workshops have used it. It's very powerful. I call this the PEG system or the scheduling. So on an Excel sheet, on the first column, you write down time from and to and divide all your waking hours in 30 minutes or even 15 minute slots. I do 30 minutes. I'm told there are some people, for example, of CEO of Google, he does it in 15-minute slots. Okay, so let's say I've got half an hour slot. So if I get up at 6, it's 6 to 6:30, 6:30 to 7, or 7 to 7:30 and so on. And if you sleep at 11 o'clock, then it is the last one goes to 11 o'clock. Now in the next column, you write down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Couple of rules. One is that you can't put any 2 items in one cell of the Excel sheet. So that means on Monday from 6:30 to 7, you can only be doing one thing. So please write down that one thing you're going to be doing. So how I do it is, firstly, you block your regular timings that go by your routine. So for example, if I am going to do my yoga or my morning exercise from, let's say, 6:30 to 7:30, then 6:30 to 7:30 across the week, I put in one particular color and say yoga. And that's it. So I know that every day this is my time block for yoga. I can't be doing anything else. That's not the time I check my mobile phone. I don't get up and check my mobile phone. I leave it to after my yoga. Right? Now, the next thing is I come back. I have some time for my breakfast, my bath and all that. I give that a little different color code. That means all my administrative and my personal time. Thereafter, I start with my office time, and I know that every day at 10 o'clock, I have a team call. So I just put across that my team call time. So I know that from 10 to 10:30, I'm going to be doing nothing but speaking to my team and working on the day's goals. Before 10 o'clock, I've already had some free time in which I've revisited my day's goals, etc. Now, all my work time, after having slotted my lunch time, which is flexible, it goes up and down, but still for planning purpose, I put it there. I just start putting my blocks. In my case, I put them green, so my work is green, and therefore I keep green is because go, red is stop. Okay, so green is my work, and I put that into slots, but I make sure that no particular activity that I'm going to do is going to be taking more than 1 to 1.5 hours. Between two activities, I put at least a 30-minute slot, and those are called white spaces. White spaces are the ones that cater for any unforeseen circumstances or something that happens which is beyond your control. It could be an important client call, it could be an emergency, it could be a medical emergency, and particularly when you're working from home, it could be emotional. Say you have a baby in the house, like I have a grandson, and if he wants to play with me at that time, I can't tell him that I'm at work. So maybe I have to grab some time in that and take it on. So maybe some flexibility required. And therefore, I may push that slot to half an hour later and do first play with him and then work that slot. So now my point is, there can't be a ready-made solution to anyone. It will depend on your style, on your behavior pattern, on your family environment, on how your family adjusts. Like my family is very, very adjustable. They allow me to work. They don't insist on my time, and therefore I'm quite free to use my time my way. It is my job to ensure that I give them family time. So normally in my life today, from somewhere near 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, family time. There is nothing else that happens. I don't take any calls. I don't see my mails, etc. In addition to that, there are some productivity tips which I talk about in my workshop, where the way you work, the way you set your routine, the way you do your self-discipline to get into a particular framework is the way to optimize your work so that ultimately you maintain a balance between all those categories. That means my life has work, family, self-development, hobbies, all balanced out, and I live a quality life. I hope that helps. If you like this video, please do write your comments, ask questions if you have. If you need any help, let me know. You can book a 15-minute slot with me on my website. There is a Calendly which you can book your 15-minute slot for any questions that you want to discuss with me. So thank you very much for watching. If you like the video, don't forget to like and comment, and if possible, share it with your friends so that we can get into this emergency mode of letting everyone use his home office more effectively. If you have ideas on how you are doing it differently, please share in the comments below, because that is the way we will help each other with our individual ideas, because something may be working for you which I may not have thought of, and it may work for somebody else. So let's share, let's contribute so that we can make the world a happier place even when things don't look so good. We are not going to be allowing it to be a gloomy world. Let's boom in this gloom. Thank you very much.